I was editing this video and I realized that this video more or less is nothing but a 20-year-old guy trying to sort things out and paint a few walls and place a few objects. So I thought, instead of just you guys watching me do all sorts of stuff with a good background music, why not I share a story of why I'm doing this in the first place, why I'm trying to make this room look a little bit different in the first place. So yeah, let me take you a few years back and tell you a story specifically about this room and the house, sort of. Alright, so it was 17th of August 2018 when me and my family, we moved into this house. And it was a pre-owned, pre-built property. There was already a family living before us over here. And see, one of the things with pre-owned or pre-built properties is that there are simply a lot of things that disappoint you. For example, the construction, the structure, or especially the structure. In our case, it was quite the opposite. I fucking loved the place, mainly for one reason: the structure of the house, or the way the house has been structured. So the house has been firstly divided into two spaces. There is a primary space and there is a secondary space. The primary space has a couple of bedrooms, a kitchen area and a hall, and it is fairly spacious. And then there is a secondary space with a couple of rooms and a kitchen area. Now I started wondering why this unusual or rare structure, why this, this is not, you don't walk into a place that has been divided into two parts, normally speaking. So it turns out that a person who built this house had two sons, and he basically wanted both of his sons to live together while still maintaining privacy and space. And he thought about this back in 1992. Not gonna lie, the man had a fairly futuristic vision. So yes, we moved into this house, and before anything could happen, I realized that there will be a tenant who is going to utilize this secondary space. So me and my family, we lived in the primary space, and there was a tenant living in this secondary space. In case you haven't realized, I have very little experience at painting walls, so it was clear that I was gonna fuck this job up. And I did. I guess I really fucked up with that. I need to make it right. So now the thing with this tenant was, he was a business person, he was a businessman, and he owned a local business. So what he essentially did was, he started using this secondary space. He used to live here, but he also started to use or utilize the space to store his crates and boxes and ropes and ladders and some more boxes and some more crates. I remember entering this place, which technically belongs to my dad, and not recognizing it. So now this person specifically used one room as his storage space. Technically he used the entire space to store all sorts of random things, but there was one room in particular that he used as a storage space. And that was the kitchen area. That was technically also where you should be, preparing your meals and everything. So after painting the walls for 2 straight days, I had a new issue that I had to deal with. And this issue, I was the one who created that issue. Basically, the thing that happened was, in the excitement to paint my room white, I actually failed to cover the floor and the kitchen area or the counter area. And as a result, I had a lot of paint stains, and my mom was sort of furious. But then a few months later, the tenant moved out, and before anything could happen, I decided to use the secondary space as a space where I create or make videos. But not gonna lie, I had big plans. I had decided that there will be a room where I'm going to plan my videos, there will be a room where I'm going to shoot my videos, and then there will be a third room where I'm going to edit my videos. Now, getting rid of these stains was arguably the toughest thing I've done in this whole year. First, I tried getting rid of these stains using a sandpaper, but that was I just felt like sandpaper is a little bit of a slow process. Then I decided to get rid of these stains by using a floor cleaning liquid that I found in my bathroom. And then I also paired that or coupled that with a scrubber. The initial plan was to use a toothbrush, but then I realized that I'm coming from a sandpaper, which was actually making the whole process slow, and a toothbrush won't particularly speed up the process, right? Then as I moved in, one of the rooms became my bedroom, because obviously and that's where I actually have to sleep, and the bed actually took quite a lot of space, so I couldn't use that room. The other room became my editing room, or where I set up my desk and all that sort of stuff. And then the third room, the kitchen area, it became my storage space. Okay, so that was something that just happened. Frankly speaking, I never really cared. I never really realized that I'm technically doing the same thing that the tenant was actually doing. And it took me 3 years to realize that I need to fix this issue of underutilization. Oh, in case you care about me and you're wondering, no, I don't play guitar. I tried learning guitar, but it's just that my fingers won't reach the fretboard or the frets properly. So, I mean, technically I have 3 rooms, but I just use one particular room where I plan, shoot, edit, and publish my videos. Oh, by the way, there was a minor reason why I was never really excited to shoot videos in that kitchen area. It was painted in dark orange. I mean, the room was painted in orange. I don't know, it was just a bit too old school. So I never really looked at it as a space where I could shoot my videos. Okay, so now here's the thing. I didn't really know what to do of that kitchen counter area. I was not really sure. Initially, I thought that I could make it a secondary desk space, but then I just realized that I don't really have a secondary machine to place on that desk, so it won't really make a lot of sense. So then it struck me that it is actually a kitchen counter or a kitchen area, so I should be using it as a kitchen area. The only problem is all I can cook is Maggie. Yeah, and coffee. Does that count as cooking? I don't really think so. But then 3 years later, the date is 12th of August 2021, and the house is going to turn 3 in a week. And I decided to act. I decided to act on this problem of underutilization. And I finally decided to get off my lazy ass and fix the mess that I had created. This time I didn't have a tenant to blame. So So the aim wasn't very fancy. I didn't want like a lavish, luxurious space. I just wanted a space that would look good on camera. That has always been my aim. So I obviously had a few things pre-planned, like painting the entire room in white, having a couple of indoor plants, having a few lamps for the ambience, and oh, how did I forget that? Having a wall with framed pictures of Messi, Xavi, and Iniesta. If you don't know who these 3 gentlemen are, well, it's okay really. It just makes you a little bit less cool, but it's fine.